Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jay and this is Vroom Vroom.
Well, it's an exciting day at last. Taken the bike out a couple of times and it has been fine. The secondary master cylinder seems to be working okay. I've got a very decent front brake. The back brake is not working unless you pump it 3 times. So I've got a one-man bleed kit. So we're going to attempt to do that today. I'm hoping that we can clear all of the issues with the bike today, including changing the brake fluid in the clutch as well. So that's where we are. Gonna whip the panels off again and we'll get bleeding. So that's the side panel taken off. Going to do the same on the other side. No need to time lapse that. That literally took 10 minutes, if that. I do have a system for the screws, so and I found the bleed nipple for the clutch reservoir, so that's going to be quite easy to do. The one-man bleeding kit doesn't support this because it's off the reservoir on the handlebars, but I do have a one-way valve on a piece of pipe, so that should make the process a lot easier. And we'll crack on now and get it done. I think I'll remove this because it's gonna just get damaged if I leave it. Right, the bleed nipple is a 10mm, which is slightly unusual. The rest are 8. I've set this up with a little bit of an S with a high spot so I can see if there's any air in it. And once that's cracked off, one-way valve on the pipe, and we just start pumping. So the clutch is done. Bottles back on. Bleed nipple's been done back up. It's still slightly squeaky, and I'm just not sure whether the master cylinder just needs rebuilding. We'll have to see when we get out on the road to give it a test drive. As mentioned, it was just losing pressure as it was getting hot. Could be that, but then why would it change on the master cylinder if the engine's getting hot, because the heat from the engine isn't transferring to the master cylinder at the top? So we'll see what happens. So I'm going to whip the other side fairings off now, and we'll use the one-man kit, which I haven't used before. It's one that connects to the tires to create a vacuum and pulls the air out. So hopefully, if that's as easy as the clutch, happy days. Right, one-man bleed kit, totally useless. I have the only reservoir cap that they don't supply a top for, so fantastic. Those two actually look the same. That's the biggest one they do, and mine is very slightly bigger, so what a waste. I do have a one-way bleed piece of pipe which I mentioned earlier, so, and I think the air's trapped near the proportional valve, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way, see what happens. Not happy. Right, what I'm hoping is a bit of a breakthrough. Yes, I wasn't very happy with the one-man bleeding system, but I've been doing it the old-fashioned way, and took a guess at where the air was because of the issues with the back caliper and me trying to work so much on that. I thought there was probably a bit of air in there, so um, started bleeding it, and yeah, got a rather large air bubble out, and it seems to be holding a back brake now, which is really good. So I'm going to give it a little bit more of a flush through to see if I can get rid of some tiny bubbles that were still coming through. But if you ever wondered how you bleed a back brake on your own when the caliper's the opposite side to the reservoir, and this is how you do it. Bit of pressure, and still a couple of small bubbles there coming through, so we'll just continue to do this. And it's obviously really important just to make sure that your reservoir doesn't run empty. And that seems to be just fluid now. Right, so I'm pleased with that one. I'm going to check the reservoir again. I'll move on to the second nipple on the back caliper just to ensure there's nothing there. But when I'm on this side now with the back brake, that feels like a decent brake, and it doesn't seem to go up any higher if I start pumping it. So I think I've got all of the air, which will be a result, because I was really a little bit concerned that it wasn't going to work. So I'm just going to make sure that's tight, place the rubber, and I will also go to the secondary master cylinder. Now, I have done the secondary master cylinder before bleeding it on my own, and you have to be a contortionist to make that work, because it was like a game of Twister. It wasn't too pretty, not something I want to show on camera, because it was, well, one of those highly embarrassing moments if you get caught on camera doing that kind of stuff. So really pleased. Next step is going to do that. I'm going to do the fronts again, and then I'm going to take it out for a little ride and just make sure that everything's okay before I start buttoning it back up. So let's see what happens next. Right, so I've put the master cylinder back on, done the cap up, refilled it, spread the brakes as much as possible, and put as much back on it as a minimum, just what I need just to and take it around the block. So that's it. Wish me luck. Well, just got back, and the back brake's better than it's ever been since I've owned the bike. Front brakes are perfect, clutch feels positive. Need to take the bike out for a good run first, just to make sure that the clutch stays okay and doesn't deteriorate over time. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. It's done, and it's taken weeks. It's taken buying parts, sending parts back, and as you saw today, even with the bleed kit, it's just fought me every inch of the way. But hopefully that's it. So happy days. Let's just pray that the clutch is okay. But if you did enjoy the video, please like, share, subscribe. Um, that's it. See you in the next one. Have a good day, guys. Well, the simple answer at the moment is I just don't know. I've taken the bike, it's only been about 10 minutes, and it's been fine. But like I said before, it's taken longer than that before the issues have started up. So I've got some parts to pick up from the local Euro car parts, so I'm going to nip there now on the bike and just get a little bit more of a run and see if the pressure holds in the clutch.